Hello and welcome to Postcards 58. I've got one or two things here I've sorted out. I've done a little background on the cards, on the artists and so forth. This is a farm, which like most farms is not these days being used for farming. I went to a presentation there and I bought this card. It's at Wanborough, and this is a picture, a painting by Charles Bone. And I bought it in when I was there. As I say, it's on the Surrey-Hampshire border along what I'm sure if you know the area, you will be pleased to call the Hog's Back. It's rather a nice scene, I think. Yes, I like that very much. It's something I like rather less, but nevertheless. It almost has a Christmassy look, doesn't it? But it's got the moon and what's happening here. Some people without no clothes on. This is from the Black Coombe Gallery in Ireland. It's in Cork. It's an invitation, and it's a painting by Simon Knowles. There we are. Painting by Simon Knowles. A composite picture. You might quite like that. It's something I can relate to a bit more strongly. I bought this myself, unlike that one which I just picked up. This is from the Ashmolean Museum, which obviously I would recommend in Oxford. There are several museums in Oxford. Now, screw up my base of a water pipe with floral decorations, and it's from Iran, so latter-day Persia, and it's a polychrome underglazed painting, and it's been donated to the museum in 1978. Well, there we are. That tells you everything and nothing, but it is rather pleasant, isn't it? I should think the hole in the top is where they it looks like they put potpourri in it, but I'm sure anything could go in it except an umbrella probably, and then it would break. So don't put your umbrella in this. Now I have to be honest, this next one had me perplexed because it is by David Bomberg, and all I could find out about him, I mean, you can get chapter and verse online. You can get almost anything if you know where to look. David Bomberg died in 1957, and the original of this is at the Pallant House, where I go quite frequently with Helen and Dave Prees. It's at the Pallant House in Chichester. If you want to see the original, this is called Jiu-Jitsu. It could equally well be called, as I probably hoped, the Broken Chessboard, various colours, oranges and browns, and also blue, of course. It is, to state the obvious, an abstraction. It says that he specialised in Cubism and Futurism. Well, Cubism has always interested me a lot. Futurism interests me zero. Once again, you don't want to know that, but what you might like to know is it's by David Bomberg. The next one appears to have Old Father Time on it and a cross keys. Just in case you didn't know it was the cross keys, it says underneath the cross keys, and it's got a 42 on it. I can't help thinking this is a little device which has been used by the post office for many years. You don't realise it means 42 pence. And when Tony Benn was Postmaster General in about 1968, he went cap in hand to the Queen and said, "Your Majesty, we don't want you on our stamps. What we want is just the head." So there is the head of the monarch, who happened to be the Queen. Yeah. And the price, which is 42 pence, the cross keys, and I don't know who the old bloke is. It's reproduced from a stamp by Elmwood. It's by McKenny. It's issued by the Royal Mail in 2003. And it was printed in Southend, as if you need to know that. There we are. He's obviously old Father Time, isn't he? There he is, reading a book. Now, this is one of the most lovely cards because you can't work out what it is at all. It's just a few friends or possibly a family looking so very startled. It says, in inland postage and some foreign countries, this space may be used for communication. This address only to be written here. A halfpenny stamp inland, penny stamp abroad. If only, here you cry. It's a lady with a hat on and a lady with a smaller hat on and a gentleman in a bowler, and he's got his pipe with him and they're sitting on the seat. I thought at first it was a car, but it's not. It's a stationary seat. Could be in a park, couldn't it, with the trees at the back. I think it's very pleasing, but I don't know anything about it and it doesn't give me any details. So there we are. It's a mystery. There's no mystery about this. This is one of Henry VIII's more unfortunate wives, isn't it? Jane Seymour, a picture by Hans Holbein, the younger. Holbein lived 46 years, which wasn't a bad life then. It looks unfinished in a way. The head is clearly defined with the head dress and her eyes, and she's averting them, but the rest appear to have been sketched in. Not belatedly. I would like to think the whole thing was a sketch which came alive but remains unfinished, but I don't think that it in any way is spoiled. I mean, obviously it'd be nice to have more, but nevertheless, what we have is we're grateful for, aren't we? I don't have an exact date for the painting. Might be possible to find out. Anyway, Hans Holbein, the younger. There we are. Holbein was very prolific, and if you see a book on Holbein, at least give it your time, even if it's only from the library. Oh dear, what's happened here? 3 people have hit a road sign. This is by Tom Brown, and I've got his dates here, 1870 to 1910. That's printed by Halcyon Cards. He was specialised in errand boys. Why I should want to tell you that, I can't imagine. It looks like all 3 are being thrown through the air. They're going to land in a puddle. The triplet comes to grief. And the road sign says Dottyville. So obviously it's not to be taken any too seriously. I've got news for you. That bike random, like the goodies had, it's going to be good for nothing. Quite fun. It's from an original series, Halcyon Cards of Shropshire. Most postcard printers keep going wherever in a day, so they may be possible to get others like it or in the same series. And I can only repeat, Tom Brown. And last, I did some reading up on this. This is the Servite mission. And they are very, very definitely 110 years, almost to the year, still there in London, in Fulham Road, London. And at the back, I don't know if you can see it, is Our Lady, or Their Lady if you prefer. I'm just moving it around because I don't want that blue spot to appear, which means I'm too close. Our Lady of Dolores, meaning pain, I think. It may have other meanings and interpretations, so you don't want to get too literal and brief about translations when it comes to something as important to them. They are a very active circle, if I can call them that. And they get their hands dirty in many spheres. It's not a closed order, far from it. And there are the brothers, the outbreak of the First World War. They're all in their habits, and presumably the more senior are at the front, and there's bushes at the back. Possibly they're collecting up berries or whatever, or making wines to sell or enjoy themselves. There we are. As I say, and I can only repeat, I looked them up and they're still very much active in the area. Well, thank you very much for your time and interest. This has been Postcards 58. What I would ask is, please, can you like and join up? I've got very few members and I would like more, so that would be very much appreciated. Thank you.